Hey guys, this is Kyle with Wall Racing, and just want to thank you again for joining. So today's video is actually an interview that we did with my dad Jeff and my uncle Chris before the racing season started. I believe it was back in March or April, kind of at the beginning of the pandemic. And that was actually supposed to be the second video that we released on the channel. And so I've had to go back and modify it a little bit and kind of crop it up so it kind of makes sense and right now. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, it's just an interview of how the race team got started, a little insight into who we are, what racing means to us, and just kind of give you a little more of a history of wild racing and like I said, my dad and my uncle. So it's kind of neat. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. I really enjoy putting them together. So please like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Dad, what got you guys started in racing? I guess this can go for both of you. What got the Metapedigans into racing? Who started?
Go ahead, Chris, you answer.
Our dad, Frank, was friends with Benny Parsons when Benny lived here in Detroit, racing Mount Clemens. And, we went from there. Got two older brothers, Robin and Dennis. They got old enough to race as soon as they turned 16, right? They went out and got cars. 1973, I believe. And, yeah, we've been going hardcore ever since.
I don't think they were 16. They were more like 18, 19.
Yeah,
they were graduated. They were graduating.
Yeah, they were graduated from high school.
All right. What track did you guys start at?
We started out at the Mount Clemens racetrack.
Mount Clemens. And that's no longer there.
It's no longer there. It closed up in 1985.
All right. So what started wild racing, or how did that come about? That's kind of been our family. I feel like it's been more of you and Uncle Chris's kind of name, at least from my understanding. I don't know what Uncle Dennis and Uncle Robin raced under that name. Or...
They raced under different stuff. They were blood, sweat, and tears racing.
Yeah.
And Uncle Dennis with Terry Bogus. But the wild racing came with more or less me, Uncle Chris.
Yeah, when the older brothers moved out of the garage, we had to keep our stuff in the garage and, get goofy at night and try to think of stuff.
All right, so it's probably going to be a question we're going to get. What does WOW Racing stand for? What does it mean? Because I've heard two in my life, two different, what are those called? Acronyms?
Yeah, well, it started out as Weapon on Wheels, which was kind of like a wild man behind wheels.
Yeah,
Crazy,
that we got our Mount Clemens friends to thank for that.
Yeah.
People like Larry LeMay and, people like that.
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, yeah.
Butch Wetzel.
Butch Wetzel, yeah.
But as we older we get, somewhat it's changed a little bit. A lot of people don't know what weapons are when you talk about it. If they're not back from our era in the Mount Clemens days, they might take that a little wrong. So nowadays we're calling it winners on wheels.
That's what I've known it as my whole life, is winners on wheels. So we're going to go with that, winners on wheels. Some nights we might be weapons on wheels. So.
Yeah.
That's how you guys kind of got started in racing, and you started at Mount Clemens. From my understanding, I know there was, after Mount Clemens took a break, or when the track got sold, there was a little bit of a racing hiatus in our family. So then what got us, or I guess where has our family gone since then, and how did we end up primarily racing at Flat Rock Speedway?
Well, after Mount Clemens shut down, I went down to Flat Rock for a little bit, and then we ended up selling our car, me and Frank Midgley, sold the car, and then we didn't have a car for a while, and Chris was racing go-karts here locally, and watched him race go-karts for quite a while, and finally bought one myself, and watched Chris and our friend Randy Gallagher. They used to go all over the place, dirt tracks down in Ohio, ran icebergs there for quite a while. Go ahead, Chris, you explain.
Yeah, we did that for quite a few years. Randy and I ran all over, and then they opened the track up in Bay City. And we all ran up there, and then eventually our kids got involved, you know, racing Kyle. Our older brother Dennis and his two boys started racing up there. And our friends the Boguses started racing up there. We'd go up there, we'd have, you know, a dozen carts would show up. And yeah, that was really a cool era. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, made a trailer to haul 10 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'd show up with at least 10. With Randy and his son. And,
Oh yeah, low Rand, yeah.
you know,
And then when we did that, we also got onto the big tracks. The half, you know, like the quarter-mile tracks and the half-mile paved ovals and stuff. We called it super speedway racing. We did a lot of that. That
A
was
lot of
cool.
drafting,
A lot, yeah, just like running on a big track.
Whittemore Speedway,
Whittemore,
Owasso Speedway, Standish Speedway,
Auto City.
yeah, Auto City Speedway. Where else? Dixie Speedway, which is now Birch Run.
All right. Well, cool. How about then? So go-karts, we did that, and then like I said, we took a little. It seems like we took a little hiatus from racing, and then
Yeah.
we got into the classes that we still run today, and that was the Enduros, right? That's what followed
Yeah.
up after go-karts, after
Yeah.
the little break.
Kind of wanted to get back into the cars. And went and watched a couple Enduro races down in Flat Rock and said, man, this looks like a lot of fun. Used to do them back Mount Clemens Racetrack back in the day. And Steve Lee's son Eric had a car for sale. And I went over and bought that from them and started racing Enduros down in Flat Rock. Had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, a lot of seat time.
What is an Enduro race?
Enduro race is a 250 lap race, no cautions. They have a jam car that runs around the track and clears the track off, so it never stops. The only time is if there's emergency or real bad accident to bring
Tire
out the red
comes off,
flag.
Fire.
Yeah, fire or loose wheel.
Yeah. So we started running those with
And there's street stock type cars or factory stock type cars.
yeah.
You know.
Yep. Stock chassis, stock suspension. At that time, stock tires, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that time.
Put a roll cage in a car, make it somewhat safe, lighten it up, you know. And well, actually, then you beefed them up. Back when, how many cars would run? What, 50, 60 cars on the track? 70? Back in the early 2000s?
Oh yeah, there was
Late
probably
90s?
100 cars. And it's kind of dwindled down to where now there's usually about 30 cars.
Still same premise, still green flag go.
Right.
So, all right, you did go-karts and you also did the legend cars.
Yeah, and I started racing Legends cars with Randy Gallagher. Did that for 6-7 years. And that was a lot of fun. Learned a lot.
Legend cars are the short, compact, crotch rocket motors in them.
5/8 scale, yeah,
Yeah,
motors.
yeah, real tight, real small. They're fun cars. I never got to drive one, but I wish I did. So we did the Enduros. Dad, you did the Enduros until what, 2000? I mean, you still did them, but you allowed Race and I to get into them in what, 2011, I think, 2012. And you kind of took a step back, and me and my older brother started running. We had some success. I know you had a lot of success in that division, and now where we're at now in our racing careers is Dad, you run a street stock in the A main street stock division at Flat Rock. So why don't you kind of say, how'd you get into that, and
Well,
where you're going?
I just watched them every week. And it always just seemed like a lot of fun, and I just wanted to get in and have some fun with it too. Enduro racing, we only do it like once a month, and the street stock class, they do it pretty much every week, so I wanted to race some more, and I don't know, move up a little bit, and bought a car, brought it home, totally disassembled it, totally rebuilt it from the ground up again,
All the way down the chassis.
and went out there and just been having a lot of fun with it.
And that was, what, 3 years ago? 17 was your first year?
About 3 years ago, yep.
The
Yep.
first season, we finished the car about halfway through the season, right? And ran a couple of races, got the bugs
Yep.
worked out. And then the next season, the second season, you went out one opening night. How many features did you have in that season? The feature wins.
I went there, I had 3 or 4.
3. And that was that the 100-lapper season?
No.
So the next year, won the biggest race at Flat Rock
Yep.
street stocks have, the 100-lapper.
Yep.
Led every single lap.
Led every single lap.
Last year, didn't go as planned. Opening night, we had a big wreck. Lap, what, 1? Was it lap 1 or lap 2? The first feature?
It was probably 5-6 laps into the race.
Yeah. Well, what happened there? Oh, Chris probably had a better view than you
Well, I
did.
wasn't in the car though.
That's true.
Oh, I got underneath of a car, and he didn't see me and come down.
We don't have mirrors in the car. This
And-
last year. This year we will, though.
Yeah. And I kind of locked him up to avoid it, and kind of slid. We both kind of slid equally, and all of a sudden my car like just grabbed. Never had a car grab like that, and it just snapped. And turned the other way, went up the track, and hit the wall with the driver's side pretty hard. And then 2 cars ran into me.
Yeah, should be able to see that footage on our highlight video. That's also on the channel.
Yeah.
But
Took a pretty hard lick. Pretty much destroyed the whole front of the car from the windshield forward. And had to rebuild it. Took half the season to get her rebuilt back on track again. Matter of fact, the first race was 100 lapper.
100
That's
lapper
right.
again.
so that was last year, 2019.
Yep.
So we didn't get a whole lot of racing in. You did the 100-lapper, and then
And finished third.
yeah,
Get that
finished
in
third.
there.
First,
Came back
first
strong.
time.
Yep.
I think you only ran a couple of times after that, and you let me run the car to
Yep.
finish out the season.
Also, during that time we were working on the car, I got to drive Dave Randa's late model,
Oh yeah,
which was quite an experience. First time I ever got
Outlaw
to,
late model.
yeah, outlaw late model. That I had to drive a late model in a race. I've driven them before just in practice, but never in a race. So that was pretty cool. Learned a lot. Didn't have too much success. We were having car issues. Kept overheating. Raced it 3 times. Overheated twice. Third time, the motor blew. So,
wasn't his fault.
my fault. No.
All right.
I didn't think so. I was just hitting the gas and going. But that was great, though. I felt really honored and privileged that he asked me to drive his car, so that was really cool.
So now Uncle Chris also has an important role on our team. He, currently right now kind of just does everything for the team. Helps out in a lot of ways. You won crew chief of the year a couple of years ago for Flat Rock
Can't
or
do the year.
ARCA.
Mechanic of the
Mechanic
year.
of the year. That was pretty cool.
2011 for Michigan Auto Racing Fan Club. That was pretty cool because I know a lot of guys have won it. I mean, I know them personally or whatever. So that was kind of an honor. And then following year, I got to drive all season long. I got to race, I think, 22 times between the 4-cylinder that Arnold built, that we all built with Arnold, and the Legends car with Randy Gallagher. And I won 3 features that year. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, now I just,
But you also hold the record.
oh yeah, I got the
Four-cylinder.
4-cylinder track record at Flat Rock, which is 14:51, I believe.
And I took that car, raced to the Enduro with it, and won. Beat all the V8 cars with that. I actually lapped the whole field.
Front-wheel drive 4-cylinder car.
Dodge Neon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first question I want to ask is, what has racing meant to you over your 40 years of racing experience, over 40 years of racing experience? Either one of you can answer.
Well, I don't don't know, it's something we got from her dad, and it's just something we've always done. It's always kept us out of trouble. Mom had 4 boys. She always knew where we were. We were either at a racetrack or out in the garage. You know, she never had to worry much.
For us, it's always been a family sport.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt.
All right, so it's cool for us because you got Grandpa raced a little bit with the go-karts. He did a little bit, and then you guys, then race side, Jeremy, was our cousin,
Well,
Sean,
Uncle Dennis.
cousin Brian.
You know,
You know, all the
Robin, they
brothers.
raced, you know. They,
Just about every male in the family has raced at some point, right? Just about, I would say.
pretty much.
Close. So that's pretty cool. And now we got some grandkids, your grandkids that might hopefully get in the seat here soon. I know they do some laps in the backyard, and that's always fun with the go-karts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would agree. Family, it's been a huge part of racing.
Our biggest thing is I just hope we'll be able to race this year.
And of course, we didn't race this year, but that's okay. The goal for this off season is to get ready for next year, and hopefully we race next year. But we got a lot of work ahead of us. I know it's going to be difficult for me to try to get as much as I can done. You know, driving home, to help with the car and whatnot. Hopefully we can put some videos together throughout this off season as best we can, but don't expect a whole bunch more over this next couple months. If you guys like this interview, if you like what we did with these, with this video, just let me know. And maybe we can put together some more with some of the other members of the family. But hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. I appreciate you watching, and we will see you in the next one.